summer league last night, man. So first things first, man. Let's touch on this Kawhi Leonard. Uh, what's going on with him, man? Um, if you guys don't know, make sure if you guys don't know, one of the biggest stories in the NBA right now is the investigation involving Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers. The league is looking into allegations that the Clippers used a company called Aspiration, which had financial ties to owner Steve Ballmer, to pay Kawhi millions of dollars outside of his NBA contract. Reports claim Kawhi received a $28 million endorsement deal and possibly another $20 million in company stock for little to no promotional work. But those payments were actually used to get around the NBA salary cap. The Clippers could face major penalties, including fines and the loss of draft picks. The Clippers have denied all wrongdoings, saying the endorsement was legitimate and that they fully cooperated with the investigation. The case has become so significant that the proposed trade sending Kawhi back to the Raptors has been put on hold until the NBA reaches a final decision. As of now, no violations have been proven and the investigation is still ongoing. So what are y'all opinion on this and what's going on?
Excuse me, hey, I will buy you lunch if you can tell me how many subscriptions you're paying for.
I only have.
Well, them boys done did it again, man. Steve Ballmer, man, when you got money, baby. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. We know what happened here, man, from the looks of it. But man, when you don't leave a paper trail, you don't leave a paper trail, baby. The trade on hold. I think Toronto really, really, really want Kawhi, and I think Clippers really want to just part ways with all this bad publicity they've been receiving, and part ways with Kawhi, and they don't want to pay Kawhi an extension, man. They don't want to give that man hundreds of millions of dollars. Not at this age. They just seen it. They just tried the Kawhi Leonard experience, and they said, "We out. We want the draft capital. We want to start all over." Especially seeing what they lost, bro. They lost a young Shea Gilgeous behind this, a lot of draft picks, which could have possibly been a Chet Home. Who knows, man? They lost a lot of picks behind the super team they tried to put together that just burned no ultimate fruit into a championship. But yeah, man, I mean, I think he's guilty. I ain't gonna lie, but I don't know. You're innocent until proven guilty, but it just doesn't look right. It don't look right.
What you
No,
think,
I
Tim?
get it, man. To me, it's just politics, man. It sounded like they had a whistleblower on this one. Somebody came out, got angry with what was going on, and whistle blew and shined the light on what's going on. But let's talk about it, man. This has been going on for years. They wasn't the first person to do this. Wasn't the first team to do this. They've been handing out fines for this since before we know it. Case was brought up in 2005 where this happened. Fines were handed down, draft picks were taken, and it's just part of the game. My thing is, what's wrong? They found another source to give this man the rest of his money, what he deserved, what he's worth. What are we talking about here?
What do
I
you mean?
mean,
What do you mean? What's wrong? Everything's wrong. That's
what?
cheating, my friend. It's called
How?
cheating.
They gave him the
What do
money
you
under the
mean?
table. They
How?
have, boy, Wall Street do this all the time, and it's
This
just
isn't
frowned
Wall
upon.
Street though. This is the NBA, bro. This
Right?
no.
It's
That's
part of Wall Street. It's all money, bro. I don't see what the big deal is. This happened almost 10 years ago. We talking 2019. But if they talking about undoing the trade that happened with this, like Jig said, we talking about Shea Gilgeous. We talking about Grady Dick. We talking about other guys possibly undoing this and going back to the team that they played for. Oh man, that shapes up the whole NBA. So I don't think it'll get to that point. I don't think it'll get that deep. But come on, y'all. It's just money. What we talking about?
Man, the Kawhi, man, you already so supposedly I was watching Nightcap the other night and Shannon Sharp was saying that he tried this with the Raptors and the Raptors said no. He
Mhm.
tried this when he was talking about going to the Lakers. The Lakers said no,
Said
I'm
no.
not doing it. Then the Clippers was like, man, we desperate. We don't want him going to the Lakers. Man, let's go ahead and let this happen. You know, don't say too much. Pay a little money under the table, and then hopefully don't nothing get out. And then all of a sudden, something got out, man. And now it's looking kind of crazy on Kawhi, man. You pretty much like you sabotaged the Clippers' future. You wanted Paul George on the squad. They traded away all these first round picks to the Thunder and created a dynasty. and now you was injured for most of your tenure at the Clippers, and then they bring them no championship, and then the Thunder became a championship contender and won the championship. So it's like you sabotage the Clippers' future, and you getting paid money under the table, and now the Clippers still might get penalized because of you and Steve Ballmer wrongdoing, allegedly. Man, it's getting crazy out here, man. Like I don't know about this, man. This guy named Pablo Torre, he's the one that kind of broke the story in the middle of the season. I want to show y'all what he was talking about. Let's see here.
I just think I need to spell this out. The reason the Toronto Raptors are not finalizing this trade with the Los Angeles Clippers for Kawhi Leonard is because they are concerned that Kawhi Leonard did something that is worthy of punishment by the NBA. The NBA, by the way, which has told the Toronto Raptors, buyer beware, apparently. It is now official, buyer beware. Any penalties that Kawhi Leonard incurs as a part of this investigation, that is a risk that the Raptors and the Raptors alone assume. The Clippers don't assume that penalty for Kawhi Leonard. The buyer does. The Raptors do. And the Raptors are saying, well, then we cannot do it, which says so much about the credibility of the alleged cap circumvention scheme involving Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers in aspiration that we've been reporting on for 11 months. The same allegations, by the way, that the Raptors have been circling since 2019 when they became the most aggrieved party in this whole story. And now they are saying we can't trade for this guy under these conditions because we think it is quite possible that there is actually something that he did worth punishing. That's what the meaning of this frozen trade really is. And then there's the second part, which is that the Los Angeles Clippers have leaked to Shams Charania a 5-paragraph statement. The Raptors had 3 sentences. Clippers had 5 paragraphs, and this is one of them. At the heart of this investigation are Joe Sandberg and aspiration. We did not funnel money to Kawhi Leonard through aspiration. Like many sophisticated investors, financial institutions, and business partners, we were victims of a fraud initiated by Sandberg, who has been convicted and sentenced to 14 years in prison. And correct, he has been. But the entire thing we've been saying over 11 months almost is that you can be scammed by Joe Sandberg and also have worked with him to try to deceive the NBA. You can be deceived by the guy you trusted to help you deceive the NBA's salary cap circumvention system. In fact, it's what the federal whistleblower complaint that we obtained that was filed under penalty of perjury in 2023, filed by 2 aspiration whistleblowers who provided the whole roadmap for the prosecution of Joe Sandberg to the federal government, has indicated. And so did the DOJ prosecutor who launched that federal investigation. 2 things can be true. You got scammed by Joe, and you tried to use him to get one over on the NBA. So the question now, given all these things I've said, is what changed after June 30th when this trade was publicly announced? What changed between June 30th and July 9th?
I convinced my friend to get the Amex Platinum. At first, she wasn't sure about the $895 fee, but now she's gotten...
Yeah, man. So,
I mean,
man, they did some under the table stuff, and now the Raptors thinking that, hey, I'm not going to take on this penalty because y'all try to do the same thing when he first went to the Clippers. Y'all try to get us with the same thing. No, so we ain't gonna trade for him until his investigation solved. So
yeah, because this is the thing though, guys. He's definitely going. If he's all guilty of this, he's definitely getting suspended, and we don't know for how long. But I can bet you it's going to be a substantial amount of time. And Toronto, who's giving away Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, and all these draft picks, they're not trading that for a player they can't even play next season. This is a team that was in the playoffs last year. This is a team that made it to the second round. They're not trying to sit around while the rest of the Eastern Conference gets good, and they can't even play their star player. So of course they're not going to go through with the trade until after the investigation.
But my question is, what happened? What exposed this trade? Who put this out here for it to be exposed?
The
Was
whistleblowers.
this deliberate? I get it, but was this a deliberate plot by Toronto because they no longer wanted Kawhi? Maybe they found out he had an injury. Maybe they found out something about him, so they blew this on purpose just to stop this trade?
Nah,
What's going on?
Nah, this happened back in 2023. So he's been under investigation ever since last year. Like last season, they were talking about this. So this isn't have anything to do with Toronto. This has everything to do with Kawhi and Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer pockets, which we know are extremely deep. And what they're trying to allege is that Steve Ballmer used the individual in Joe Sandberg and paid Joe Sandberg the money to pay Kawhi to do this what you call investment deal
Yeah.
in order to sweeten the deal for Kawhi to join the Clippers. And like you keep saying, what's the big deal? The big deal is if every NBA team circumvents the salary cap is in fact cheating because they have a salary cap. It's not like baseball. There is a salary cap. So if you can circumvent the rules or parameters the NBA puts in place, that means the teams that don't have enough money to do what Steve Ballmer did allegedly wouldn't be as good. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, get
So
your
that's
bread
the
up.
problem.
So
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like. You need to get your bread up. You need to cheat like we cheating over here. We got the bread to cheat, baby.
Oh,
But
man.
I get it. Rules in place for a reason. I get what y'all saying. My thing is, why now? Y'all might as well sweep this under the rug like y'all did at first. Yeah, this was an investigation at first. Sweep it under the rug and let's play ball, baby. What is we talking about?
Nah, man. Like y'all already sabotaged y'all future. And then when y'all trying to recoup draft picks and trade away, y'all already didn't sign up Paul George, because everybody think was a good idea. And you traded away some pieces. You sure Ray Zubac got some pieces back, and you got a fifth overall pick in that.
Yep.
And now you traded away Kawhi, and you got some more first round picks in the trade and pick swaps. And now y'all can potentially get penalized for all of this because of Steve Ballmer. Hold on, Mike. Because of Steve Ballmer. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, because of Steve Ballmer wants to pay him extra money. It's like it's kind of dirty, man. I don't know. Like the Clippers, y'all always get it y'all own way, man. Oh, y'all first
they
franchise
always
or what? Y'all cursed franchise or what, man? You got Kawhi Leonard, you trade for Paul George. Y'all didn't win no championships. Kawhi was hurt for most of his tenure with the Clippers, and now y'all finally got off of Kawhi. And now y'all can potentially get penalized, and Toronto want to stop the trade. So it's like, can the Clippers win for losing at this point, man? Like